So I've got a cup of coffee here. You don't need the coffee, okay? The coffee itself is a pure contrivance. Oh. But if you're going to use coffee, it should be bad, okay? Because it gives you something to play against. The exercise today is to cold read a piece of text, hopefully a pretty difficult piece of text, and then to carry on reading it about 6 times. We'll see what time my son gets home. I might not get that far. And what I'll show you is a little piece of each of the first 5 readings, and then the 6th one I'll give you in its entirety, and hopefully we can see how the piece develops from a cold read into kind of an intermediate understanding of the text. I've just grabbed 5 plays of the English Renaissance off the shelf, and I've turned to a random page, and there seems like there's a pretty meaty speech here from someone named Bossolona. I feel like maybe that's a woman, but we're going to read it anyway. Act 3, Scene 2. Sure, he was too honest. Pluto, the god of riches, when he is sent by Jupiter to any man, goes limping, to signify that wealth that comes on God's name comes slowly. But when he is sent on the devil's errand, he rides post and comes by scuttles. Let me show you what a most valued jewel you have in a wanton humor thrown away. Bless the man shall find him. He was an excellent courtier and most faithful. A soldier that thought it beastly to know his own value too little, as devilish to acknowledge it too much. Both his virtue and form deserved a far better fortune. His discourse rather delights to judge itself than show itself. His breast was filled with all perfection, and yet it seemed a private whispering room, it made so little noise of. Okay, so, not knowing the story, what we've got here, it seems like, is, and the line immediately before that is, poor, he hath amply filled his coffers. So, it seems to me at this point like maybe whomever Bossonola is describing is a person of meager wealth, but she's defending him because his meager wealth is evidence of a sense of honor and a sense of honesty, and so she's trying to trumpet and defend this man as someone of advantage to know. Sure, he was too honest. Pluto, the god of riches, when he's sent by Jupiter, any man goes limping to signify that a wealth that comes on God's name comes slowly. But when he's sent on the devil's errand, he rides post and comes in scuttles. Let me show you what a most unvalued jewel you have in a wanton humor thrown away. To bless the man shall find him. He was an excellent courtier and most faithful. A soldier that thought it beastly to know his own value too little, and devilish to acknowledge it too much. Both his virtue and form deserved a far better fortune. His discourse rather delighted to judge itself than show itself. His breast was filled with all perfection, and yet it seemed a private whispering room. He made so little noise oft. All right, thank you. That was from the Duchess of Malfi.